All right, guys, welcome back to another exciting tutorial. So we wanted to take a look at what variables and naming conventions really means. How do we name and what are variables? Okay, so right now what we're going to do is that let's dive in. So from the last tutorial, I will just say I will name this. I'll call it because it is unnamed, Jupyter interface. Okay, so by the time I do that, I'll just rename it so you can see Jupyter interface. So what I will do is that I'll go back to my fundamentals, part of fundamentals. I can easily close this and now come straight down there. I'll open a new kernel, so because I want to start creating it and have the codes inside of it so that you can easily download it when you need them. All right, good. So what I'm going to do right now is that this one I'm just going to say, okay, right now what I want to do is that I want to do a naming convention, convention for variables. Okay, I'll just say variable naming convention, variable naming convention. Sorry, I'm bad in spelling. Convention, variable naming convention. Right, I think I'll have to suggest. All right, let me rename. So basically so basically what we're going to do is I want to see, let's start with the naming rule. So you see what is variable before starting with the naming rule. Variable is just like the sack that you store your data if you want to make use of them. For all the things that we do in programming language, we'll use data. So anytime you want to make use of data, that means probably the data must have been stored somewhere. So how can you store data? And that's exactly what variable really means. Variable is just like sack that you store data. So what type of data are you storing? So we're going to get back in what is known as data type in the next tutorial. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is that we'll store a variable. Let's say we want to store a variable x is equals to 50. X is equals to 50. So this particular thing is a variable. So let's say y is equals to 10, and let's say z is equals to 15. All these things you're saying are variables because they are what they have stored variable numbers. So right now, so let's click on run. It is not actually giving us anything, but from this run, if you say x and run it, it's going to give you 50. Let's say y and run it, it's going to give you the value, and let's say z and run it, is actually going to give you 15. All right, so this, because we are calling this variable and this variable is telling you that it has stored some data x, y, 50, 10 and 15. So right now you've understand what it means. Creating something that can store data for you, that thing is variable, and you can easily call those things when you need them to see those values inside of them. Exactly. So now what I want to tell you now is that how do you name variables? What are the rules? The first rule states that variable should start with number and letters and underscore. So I can easily say data is equals to, let me say, my name equals, let me use string fash. Okay, so this particular thing is storing a string, is storing words, so that's why I put it in quotes. All right, so now that I have this, you can easily say underscore my surname equals Ahmed, for instance. All right, so if you have this and click on enter and hit on enter, so this thing has successfully stored some. Let's run it. You have an error, OLY scanning the literals. Okay, what exactly is going on is because if you look at this, it has not been completely quoted. Okay, let's do it again. Good, and let's run the code. You can see it has actually removed it. Okay, so let's do something. I don't want you to see some error. You can easily delete it now, and let's say my name there's one thing I just want you to understand here. My name equals fash, and here I can run it. because it's not actually giving me anything. So until I call the name, my name, that's when you see Fash. Let's run it now. You can see Fash has been displayed. So let us say underscore my son name equals Ahmed. Let's run it. You can see it's not actually showing anything, but if we call the particular variable that we want to know the value that is inside of it, let's run it. You can see you have Ahmed. So that this thing means variable can be created using words and letters or alphabet. But another rule, that means we have two now. Another rule is that you can not create variable with combinations of what characters. Let's say I say name with percentage, and I say, let's say other name, and I'll say percentage Alright, so if I should run this, I'm going to have an error because it is a special character. Percentage is a special character. Okay, and another rule is that variable starts with what? Variable data, variable name. That means variable my name is going to be disprinting with this variable my name. What do I mean by this? Okay, let me say Oluokun, and I run it to move to the next line. I just copy this, I paste it down below so that I will see. You can see Oluokun. You can see if you look at it, this my name is the same. It's the same words with this my name, because this is completely uppercase, so it makes it different. So now, what am I saying in excess? Variables are case sensitive. If you're using uppercase, know that Python is going to create another variable for you. So if you are creating lowercase, Python is going to create another variable space for you. So the first rule still start. You can start with letters and you can start with underscore. Don't combine your variable name with special character. And the fourth one is that variables are case sensitive. If you use uppercase and lowercase, Python is going to see them as separate word variable. Alright, this is where I'm actually going to stop for now. So in the next tutorial, we're going to type into this is naming convention, that be variable naming convention. We're going to dive into another exciting tutorial on what built-in data types and typecasting in Python. Until then, see you and have fun. Hola.